Oh my God, I didn't even know I was still in here.
Oh yeah.
Where the f have you been? Have you just not been saying anything for like an hour?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. I thought you were talking to them the whole time.
I forgot I was in here.
Check the box you don't want anything pre-installed on your server. I don't know what the talking about. Click on.
What do we do? What are we doing today? What's the schedule, please?
It's all boring. My whole stream this month is just gonna be insanely boring.
Okay, new stream direction this month. What does that mean?
Check the. Oh, I'm being a fucking idiot. Hold on. I have to set this Minecraft thing up. Okay, hold on. How many players do you expect to be on the server? How many players? Not saying anything. Okay, we'll do 25, 50. I don't know, 50. I need to have room for all the 30-year-olds who want to play games with my kid, apparently. Budget or premium? Okay, budget. Select New Jersey. 10 GB RAM.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now.
Uh-oh.
Um, you're going to be in here talking with someone that you care about, and you're going to be cutting in and out constantly because that's how what I hear.
I'm not.
Like
I'm not. I'm not.
constantly.
I'm not trying to talk to anybody. I'm literally just talking to myself. So I don't think. I don't think anything's gonna get cut out. I'm just. I'm just.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good, because
Good.
you just cut out there also.
Did I actually though?
Yes.
Wait. Did the volume? Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. Wait. No. Did Discord change? Hold on. Voice and volume. Select. All right. Whatever. Hopefully this is better.
I think something that might be an easy fix is just having the isn't there a delay where it will keep picking up when it hears your voice or something before it stops, or is that just a push to talk delay?
Oh, like a threshold thing? I think that's just a push to talk thing.
Fuck.
Maybe use a different program for peers that fucked it up. No, it was the same. I don't know. Sometimes Discord changes the threshold for some reason. Okay, do we need this? No, no, no. Wait. What is Nathan's Minecraft username? Nice. Doxes himself. Okay. Budget server advanced support. Nope. Mail me stickers. Nope. Continue. Check out. Wow. James Lindsay keeps taking shots at you on Twitter. Link him if you want. Are you going to go on Tim Pool? If he wants me to. Okay, order confirmation. Who do I forward this email to? Question mark. Forward, send. Okay. All right. This month, we're going to try something different, okay? because my brain is destroyed. I don't actually know what direction I want to take my content or what I want to do or what I can even emotionally stomach these days. So I think this month is just going to be really, really, really heavy reading. It's going to be boring. I'll probably try to do debates if people want to. There are a couple of things I think strategically that have worked for me, and there are a couple of things that haven't. I think the irony thing actually worked really well, as much as people seem to think that that wouldn't work. I think the irony thing worked well, and I see a lot of people post shit about me now, and nobody seems to believe a lot of the bad clips. Remember, I always see people say like, "Oh, that's a troll," blah blah. That was a good idea. Okay, that worked. Something that I don't know if it worked as well was the being incredibly polite in debates. It still seems like the people that I debated, that I treated like children, fucking hated me and didn't want to have a second conversation anyway, even though it got me the first one. So I think I might go back to being a little bit less compromising in debates and a little bit more brutal. I think those are two big changes going forward. I don't know how many debates we'll get. As part of the reading stuff, one thing I'm probably going to be continuing to improve upon this month that I'm going to focus on a lot is improving our note taking. I think it'd just be good to be able to reference stuff better. This means taking notes on things that we read and being a little bit more proactive. Sometimes I write down stuff that I want to read more about, and we don't do it. But I'm probably going to be focusing more on actually like writing notes and doing the reading on this. Like when I add these notes, we need to do this. So I'm probably going to start chewing my way through stuff like this. Yeah. Oh, and then also using this structure. We read about this in that email. The guy gave me that frame, function, and further. I'm going to try structuring my debates a little bit more formally as well. What is your take on why everyone seems to be dodging you? I think because most people know that they are completely and totally without fact, and they know that in an actual conversation they'll get demolished. So I think that we have to focus more on like how to do like the small, short, like TikTok videos, whatever bullshit. People seem to really like that stuff. And it seems to be the most effective way to communicate. And then for the rare moments when we do get debates, the goal will just be to overwhelmingly annihilate whoever I speak with, since going gentle apparently hasn't really done much else for us. So. You want people to stop avoiding debating you, become so big people can't ignore you. I think I'm big enough that people can't really like just pretend I don't exist, but I think you can always ignore someone. You just have to not say anything about them and then pretend that they don't exist. I think Dave Smith is a good example of that. In that, like, he literally, people tried to tag us on Twitter because they were saying that I was avoiding tagging him, and then he had it back and forth with me on Twitter, and now he's like, oh, I don't want to have a conversation with that guy, but his fans will just go along with it. The thing is that if your partner or your parasocial daddy is avoiding a debate, you can always find a way to rationalize it, and his fans did immediately. They 180'd immediately. I think the only way to get people to force people to have conversations with you is if you're friends with other content creators who host conversations. So like if I had a close relationship with Tim Pool, I could maybe pressure Tim Pool to pressure somebody else to talk to me. But yeah, that seems to be the only thing that works on that. But I won't focus on that right now. I'm going to be more aggressive with bans in chat. If you say retarded shit, I'll tell you why it's retarded, and then I'm perma-banning. So good luck. Why won't you do Twitter Space? Oh, I need to incorporate Twitter Spaces as well. What are your top research priorities for this month? The things that we have for this month are, I need to start reading through these 3 Supreme Court cases. I'll start that right after this. Creating notes and researching any of the topics that I write here, and then working my way through the Israeli content still, and then working my way through that, hopefully that World War I book, as we crawl forward through time. And then also like doing more Biden-Trump stuff, putting together talking points, although I don't know if it even matters, but. We've got 2 emails. One from my lawyer friend guy. Hey, Stephen. This is a guy that emails us just shit about lawyer stuff all the time, or law stuff. There are whole textbooks written on venue and jurisdiction, so I won't try to spend this email teaching you the ins and outs of jurisdictional matters. The heart of jurisdictional fights, though, happen in civil matters. In criminal matters, you don't get to play that type of game. In criminal jurisdiction, the jurisdiction is where the crime is committed. The defendant's domicile doesn't matter. There is no concern whether the defendant has established minimum contacts with the state. DAs don't have the luxury of charging crimes in different jurisdictions like civil litigants. Where it happens is where it gets charged. The internet mucks it up only a little. The crime is always in the place of the defendant when he commits the crime. And if he targets someone in another jurisdiction, usually the location of the victim where, when they are targeted. If we say defendant in state A with age of consent is where the age of consent is 16, solicits and exchanges sexual messages with a 16-year-old in state B with an age of consent of 18, state A could not bring charges, but state B could. He would have to target the state. So if he posted a Craigslist ad asking for 16-year-old sex, it would be difficult to claim he targeted a specific minor in state B. The defendant/victim are planning to go to state C. No jurisdiction is going to attach state C until one or both of them go there and some sort of crime is committed. At that point, you wouldn't be able to bring the solicitation charges in state C. You wouldn't be able to bring any statutory rape charges in states A or B. Defendants can't play the same games with jurisdiction when it comes to criminal matters. Whether or not the lack of criminal charges indicates a lack of criminal action is questionable, especially if the defendant or victim live in a rural county. The technological understanding and desire to bring these types of charges varies based on the DA. DAs vary wildly in smaller communities. When it comes to larger locations, usually the DA's office will likely have specific divisions which handle these things better/more consistently. These would very likely not be federal charges until either 1, the victim steps over state lines, or 2, the DMs lead to the production of child porn. Finally, I would be skeptical of criminal liability attached for leaking. Redacted, no explicit child content, obviously logs. What was read sounded like standard industry regulations. Regulations are automatically civil in nature. There are many hammers that can be dropped on companies violating industry standards and regulations, but rarely is that criminal. Many statutes that establish regulations also make violations potential misdemeanors, but those are rarely pursued, and when it does come up, it just ends up being another avenue to get fines and fees. I admit, though, this is outside of my area of expertise, so you should talk to a criminal lawyer focused on tech crimes for a better review on the matter. There you go. Thanks, babe. Christendom, and then one more email. Christendom versus Dar al-Islam and the expulsion of the European Jews. Hello, Stephen. During yesterday's stream, some chatters were arguing with you about the clan/balanced opposition system present in Arabic/Muslim cultures. People kept wanting to claim that medieval Christianity acted in the same way, in the exact same way with you, in the exact same way with you disagreeing. I wanted to say that you are mostly correct, and here is why. Interestingly, the term Christendom does translate to the same exact meaning of Dar al-Islam, house of religion. Christendom as a concept, is it Christendom or Christendom? I don't think you pronounce a T, right? Oh, also bitching about content on stream gets you an automatic 3-month ban. The worldwide body,
Christendom.
Christendom. There is no T pronunciation. Okay. Christendom as a concept did arise during the later Crusader era, but in practice, Christians were far less likely to wage religious warfare in the same way that you described in the balanced opposition system. Firstly, Jerusalem was first captured by caliphal forces in 637, around 450 years before the First Crusade. Christians supposedly viewed the church as a uniting force of each and every clan/ruling dynasty. Why did it take them so long to deal with the external threat? The answer is that Christianity, of course, does not direct people into holy war. The First Crusade, in a nutshell, is that Westerners were following pilgrimage routes to Jerusalem for centuries with relative safety. It was the conquest of the Holy Land and surrounding regions by the Seljuk Turks in the 11th century that made pilgrimages far more dangerous. The Seljuks, I don't know how to pronounce this. I feel like I'm saying this wrong. Seljuks? Seljuks? I'll say Seljuks. Yeah, we'll say that. The Seljuks were in a period of civil war, and Turkish leaders gained political legitimacy through violence against Christians. The Byzantine Empire lost most of Anatolia, modern Turkey, all the way to Nicaea, which was right across the pond from Constantinople. I'm not as well read on this, but at the same time, Pope Urban II was having his own legitimacy issues, so a unifying war against heathens was a great way to justify his position as pope. In summary, the First Crusade began not as a practice of Christian scripture or as a rule of warfare/clan organization, but due to the pragmatism of three separate groups which all gained from the war. Returning to the pilgrims, there was also an expectation of gaining new lands and conquest. Knights from all across Europe were leaving their families behind in order to found new dynasties and kingdoms. A great example of this is Bohemond of Taranto, a Norman prince from southern Italy. He was an illegitimate heir, meaning that his ambitions were limited to lands that he could acquire through conquest. The First Crusades ended as a success, but also ended with interfaith conflict between the Byzantines and Crusade leaders. The leaders thought that the Byzantines did not provide enough military support. They did not, but their army was still recovering from recent wars and needed to defend their Balkan territories, and therefore broke their oaths to return all territory to the Byzantines and made their own independent polities, now known commonly as the Crusader states. Before ending this rant, let me add that while technically the East and West schism had already occurred decades before the First Crusade, was largely a political and superficial conflict. The First Crusade was Christendom at its most unified against a common enemy, and we can see how quickly it splintered across different parties for material gain. It would only be a century later that the Crusaders attacked Constantinople, with a later justification that the Byzantines were worse than Jews and therefore a valid target. I remember you complaining that Westerners think of the Sunni-Shia divide as being much more important than it is in practice, and when looking back into European history, it's no wonder why Christian history is full of heretics and began with a few different crises of faith: the Donatists, Arians, Monophysites, or early heretic groups that the Roman Empire violently destroyed. This is centuries before the larger divides of Catholicism/Orthodoxy and Catholicism/Protestantism, which were far worse and more consequential to a collective Western history. Secondly, on the expulsion of the Jews. Hopefully this info dump is shorter than the first. One chatter asked why Jews were expelled from so many countries across history, and that list typically begins in the Middle Ages. You give a pretty decent answer focused on the economics. Yes, Jews were forced either coercively or directly into the positions of money lending and sometimes criminal practices such as coin clipping, the practice of cutting off the edges of coins, smelting that metal down into precious metal bars, and using the clipped coins for their original price. It was this economic position that led to Christians seeing them as greedy and opportunistic, charging large rates of interest on peasant and nobles alike. However, we should not forget the narrativization that was happening at the same time. Christians blamed Jews directly for murdering Jesus Christ because the Pharisees took him to Pontius Pilate in the first place. Christians believed that the Jews, probably from internal guilt, would kidnap Christians, usually children and usually young boys, and ritualistically murder them as if to reenact the crucifixion. This is commonly known as blood libel and is one of the commonplace forms of anti-Semitism during the Middle Ages. It is no coincidence that the expulsion of Jews from England in 1290 was enacted after decades of blood libel accusations against English Jews. One of the more famous ones is the death of little Saint Hugh of Lincoln, and you should definitely read more about it. Legally speaking, it was typical for Jews to be barred from owning property. In the case of England, any property that Jews owned was ultimately the property of the king. This made expulsions far easier to enact, as there was precedent for Jews to lose their property, to be moved to other areas of the kingdom by force, usually because they needed financiers, for their properties to be neatly handed over to the state. I will add that when anti-Semitic violence broke out, it was usually a diverse collection of people who came out to do the attacks. Knights and commoners alike were disgusted morally with the alleged murders of Christians and the harsh interest paid on loans. Finally, just to make the Eurocucks mad, the same pattern is accurate for the Romani people, without the blood libel. Romani were trained artisans and pastoralists. However, a lot of the areas they migrated into had little need of this type of labor, especially Western Europe. Artisan guilds did not just exist to protect the labor and economic interests of those involved, but also to prevent migrant labor from outcompeting them. Guilds held substantial political influence throughout Europe and could practically ban immigrants from producing or selling their wares, even if the prices were lower. Inevitably, we see Romani becoming musicians, acrobats, street performers, actors, with these fields already having associations with poor moral character. At worst, Romani had no choice but become thieves. There were a few imperial diets in the Holy Roman Empire accusing the Romani of committing espionage and banishing them. The Romani and the Jews are criminals because Christian society prevented them from integrating into the economy, and then they are charged a second time for adapting to the inequality. Sources plus suggestions for further reading. Lame books. Thanks, babe. 8K people listening to this. Oof, another ban. Peace. Wait. How many months is that a subber for? I'll remember your name. Don't say anything else retarded. Good luck. You said the DOJ couldn't criminally charge Obama for drone strikes because there isn't really a charge that would fit. I agree, but why wouldn't something like involuntary manslaughter fit? I don't even know if you can charge people for paying for hits or for ordering hits in another country. I don't even know what the venue would be. Wouldn't it be the other country that would have to charge you? Wouldn't that make it an international issue? Please watch this. Trump versus Biden, a data scientist prediction.
In the last.
I'm good. All right. When you're talking about the quartering guy, shit talking you on X. I don't know. I need to respond to him on. Nope, Kick taking the L, unfortunately. I've been responding to Kick chat all day. You're banned for a week. Goodbye. Are you still going to debate Aaron Matt from the Gray Zone? Maybe. I would need to even find something for us to debate on. All right. Are you concerned with the amount of hate you're getting? Seems almost unanimous when it was brought up on Twitter. Absolutely not. These people are fucking clowns. Nothing makes me happier than people that hate me but are scared to talk to me because I know where the hatred comes from. It's called fear. And that's good. That's what I want them to feel. Okay, so research, subjects. What do I have my Supreme Court stuff under? I never know how to organize my shit. Legal. Oh, legal. Okay, legal, U.S. Supreme Court. Trump versus United States. What's the label for this? 23939. How do you draw the distinction between them being fearful of you and them thinking you have nothing of value to say or discuss? Because I have a large platform. If I had nothing of value to say, or if you thought I was an idiot, then you would just come and embarrass me, and you'd reap the rewards for it. There was a dipshit that I knew was famous. I'm always talking to that dipshit every time. And you would, if you genuinely thought you could trounce them, you would talk to them and you would capitalize off the fame, basically. This was moved correctly, right? I can delete this? Is this added to? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Does that logic mean you would go on Hassan's channel to have a debate with him? Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. No shit, without even a second thought. July 1st, 2024 decision. Rename. July 4, 2024 decision. Rename. Is there 2 spaces here? There is. Okay. Opening this. Okay, how do we do this? We go files, Obsidian, research. Oh no, wait. No, yeah. Oh wait, fuck. Oh yeah, it's July 1st, you're right. Why is it wrong to move the burden of punishment from the criminal justice system to Congress? Isn't that what the ruling did? Because impeachment is a different thing than criminal liability. These are 2 different things. They have different purposes. They're not supposed to be seen as the same thing. Can you get prison sentences from an impeachment? No. Okay, to this. We go here. Nice, good one. Okay, files. Obsidian. Wow, Benjamin, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. U.S. Supreme Court. Trump v. United States. Yes. Okay, and then open. Okay. Oh, why did I leave this It's okay. Are we looking to Chevron at all? No, we might read that too, though. Today. Let's see how long it takes us to read this. Okay. At Destiny, this doesn't apply to crimes unless you're saying it is the president's official capacity to commit crimes. Like people saying Biden can end Trump in a video game are saying they believe it is in the constitutional authority of the president to end American citizens without due process. I mean, was there due process like in the Civil War, or is there? I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, was there due process when Obama ordered a drone strike on a guy in? It was an American citizen in Syria, Yemen. Didn't this? Like, what do you mean? It absolutely can come under the purview of the president for things like this. Like the thing is that plenty of things could be argued to be within the purview of the president. We'll get to all this. Don't worry. This is all part of the. It's all part of the reading. We'll get there, or the ruling. Okay. This is working. This is there, and this is here. Boom. All right.
What would happen if Biden basically ordered his whoever, XYZ, to investigate and arrest most of the conservative Supreme Court justices and state that he did it because whatever, they're under the control of foreign governments or whatever bullshit it was. And basically the only court left to try it, the Supreme Court, would have nothing but liberal justices as a result.
You could impeach him, but that's it. It wouldn't be. You can't review that decision.
But the Supreme Court at that point would be all liberal. And
Supreme Court shouldn't even hear it. That would be his. If he was having a conversation as the head of the DOJ and the FBI, these are all things that exist under the president. That's him speaking in his official capacity as president. If he wants to give orders to the DOJ to arrest political opponents and all that, yeah.
Let me. I'm curious. I listened to I think most of the oral arguments when this was going before the Supreme Court. Do you think why do you think that why do you think that the I guess the prosecutor or the defender, I forget which one, is on the side of getting rid of this, but one of the appellants, the one that doesn't want this to happen, why wouldn't they be more progressive, being like, to be clear, if you allow this to take place, what's to stop President Biden from dismissing you immediately afterwards? Like basically making it more clear to them that, like, hey, listen, if you decide this way, there's immediate repercussions that you're okaying for President Biden to do, versus being very like, Trump could have done SEAL Team 6. Why not say, hey, what's to stop Biden from saying that you guys are an agent of Russia and dismissing you tomorrow?
I think that question, I don't remember if that came up in oral arguments or if that was asked in the media, but this question has been asked already. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the media, I think is different than
No, yeah, I
during
understand.
the
I don't
oral
remember if it was asked in
arguments.
oral arguments. It might have literally come up in oral arguments. I don't remember.
Hmm.
Destiny, no, it's not in his official capacity to get them to do anything he wants. He's still bound by the Constitution. Blazing Tiger, with all due respect, you're dead fucking wrong, and you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. The whole point is that when he's acting in his official capacity, it's not on you. Who the fuck are you, an ordinary U.S. citizen? Why the fuck would you think that you could have anything to say about the criminal liability of the president when he's acting in the official capacity as president? Not only are you wrong, you should be assassinated because the president has the right to do that to protect the country, and it's not even available for judicial review. You're dead wrong, and you deserve to have whatever the president does to you, because he's allowed to do that. Because that's what we've all decided now, apparently. Okay. Quartering is streaming. Are you talking to him today? He said he wasn't free to talk till Friday because he's incredibly busy.
When you talk with these conservatives coming up, I assume about this and how this is a good thing and everything. How hard do you plan on pushing? Like, so to be crystal, is it okay right now if Biden feels that Trump is controlled by Russia and has him
It's
to XYZ?
I
know
I will write a
right?
list of strategies out for it. I can guarantee you, clip me right now. They will never,
this one's
ever,
it.
ever answer a direct question about Donald Trump. I won't even be able to finish the sentence before, what about Joe Biden? What about Joe Biden? What about Barack Obama? Like, that'll be the first thing that comes out. There is
Well, that's what I'm
absolutely
saying. Don't even ask about what Trump's done. Being like, hey, so it sounds like anything in official capacity is okay.
Yeah, then I mean, I could try it. I'll ask, but the answers are always fucking retarded. There is no, you're like asking me like, what do you think is like the steel? There is no steel man. This is unfathomably fucking retarded. This wouldn't be even remotely defended for any type of Democrat asking for this. Like Republicans would roll themselves and their lard asses out of bed to go and fucking revolt against the government if a Democrat was even considering asking for something like this. So there's no defense whatsoever. It's total delusional fantasy. If you were to ask them about what if Biden would do this, they would say something like, oh, well, Biden probably would do that anyway. He's already using the DOJ to prosecute his political, but they would say something like that. They would just, there's absolutely no steel man for this. I can't think of one. I mean, I could,
What
but
about
it's
something
dog
coming
shit.
up with elections being? I mean, that would be the something. What do they hate? What do they hate? They hate mail-in voting, and there's got to be something the president can do. Be like, I don't fucking know. Oh, he can just say he's going to only use his electors moving forward, right? Which is what Trump tried to do.
Yep.
So are you all right with Biden only accepting his electors moving forward?
Okay. I mean, I can try asking him.
How do you think they would feel about
They're just going to say something like, oh, well, hopefully the
steel man
people
mean?
stop it. Like good people would stop that. They wouldn't let that happen or something like that.
Why? Is that bad? That's what Trump tried to do.
That is what he tried to do, yeah.
But was Trump trying to do something bad? I'm confused.
Was Trump trying to do something bad? When you say bad, do you mean immoral or illegal?
Both.
Well, illegal, I guess, is I'm not sure the answer to that now. It's possible that the entire case for January 6th dies because the president can literally do anything in his official capacity as president that is beyond criminal review. So I'm not sure yet. Immoral, I mean, I would argue that any time the president tries to circumvent the peaceful transfer of power, it is probably contrary to one of the most fundamental aspects of our country and our democracy. So I would say it's highly immoral and unethical. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess the argument. I mean, you're a much better debater than I am. Actually, you're not much better. You're like slightly better. But that said, I think pushing them on can Biden do what Trump did would be the.
Yeah, but they already think that Biden has done worse than Trump's done. They already
Yeah,
downplay
so
all
we're-
of Trump's
we're-
actions, and they think that Biden has already done way worse than any. So.
Yeah. So just say, okay, yeah, you're right. Biden's worse, but we're just going to do what Trump did moving forward. We're going to use our own electors, and now the Supreme Court said that's okay. Is that all right?
Maybe, yeah. I guess we could try it. Okay. What?
I'm sorry. Is there something else you wanted to discuss? You seem upset and flustered.
Well, I mean, I can't try. No, what do you mean? There's nothing I can say. I can't try any of these arguments right now. I don't have anybody to debate, and when I do these debates, it's just stupid. Why does this? NDI capture keep stopping? Go find conservatives to debate. Bring them up here. We can ask them.
I talked to Richard Lewis, and I was like, "Hey, we should get you on the show more often." And he's like, "Well, listen, election stuff's coming up. How are you going to feel about that?" And I was like, "Listen, I think it'll be good." So, would you be okay if he came on as more of a repeat guest?
For Richard Lewis?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah, sure.
yeah.
He's a cool dude.
I feel so as well. He is a cool dude. Even on political topics, I know there's some people saying,
Maybe, yeah, we'll see.
hmm. Okay, where can we talk shop for a second? Where are we at exactly with all the audio podcast shit?
I don't know. Last I gave it to August was to upload descriptions of all the episodes in the thing.
Okay, so that needs to be done. I think I have a strategy that I think we should do moving forward. Let's wait 6 hours before we delete the YouTube VOD, and I told August to do that moving forward. And I think that will probably solve all the European bitching and moaning.
Okay.
And I don't think it'll hurt revenue too much at all.
Okay.
I still want to delete the kick one immediately, though. Any issues with that?
No, I think it sounds fine.
Okay. Yeah, so it's basically then it's only Australians that get fucked, right?
Yeah, fuck, we don't care about them. Okay, I'm gonna start reading this. Supreme
That
Court.
was like a very
What?
casual. Like,
No, I think
okay,
it's fine.
fuck
Yeah,
off.
wait 6 hours to delete it, so that people are watching it, they don't get instantly cut
Okay,
off.
there's
We don't
a few other
optimize
things
for. We
before
can't
you read
optimize
this.
for all 3 time zones.
Yes,
we can't
I
optimize for
understand.
Australia and Europe and the United States. It's literally
That was a
impossible.
joke.
Yeah.
That was a joke. I understand that.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. There is other things that I'm bringing up now. After that one is done. Okay, we're gonna get. You'll have so many hours to read this Supreme Court thing in a second. Hey, big anus. Guess what? The D-man's not the only one who can go and do that. Fuck you. All right. Okay. God, you're fucking triggering me. Okay. What is the audio issue with the buzzing of the cable? Just tell me.
It's just interference that the cable's picking up.
Which cable?
Right now, it's just one for the mic that Erudite was using. Maybe the cable.
Why'd you say that you unplugged the laptop then? What'd that have to do with it?
Because the power running from the laptop cable to the laptop might be the thing introducing interference.
Did that fix it?
It did, but it could have literally also just been the fact that we juggled the cords while unplugging it that fixed it. I don't know.
Is there no way to solve this issue? Because obviously we need the laptop.
Yeah, of course. You just have to find a way to shield the cables from interference. Either running the cables differently or...
Is there interference tape or...
I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up yet. Maybe a thing you can buy for it.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that. I got the webcam. Okay, the audio when you're doing the... Listen, I'm out of here in 5 minutes, so fucking relax, chat. Okay, the audio only. Do you already have that set up so that can be uploaded right away for everything? Or is that a conversion that's going to have to happen after the fact?
Nope. I just hit record on Audacity, and it records everything.
Okay, so we have video game recorded right away and being uploaded. Or do we have to do the uploads, or is this something we're giving to Augs to do?
I don't think we decided that yet.
Okay. I mean, I guess we can... I mean, how difficult is it for you to click start uploading to Patreon on that PC before we leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, just looking through. All right, whatever. Good enough. Have fun reading your Supreme Court shit.
Okay. Be careful.
Bye.
Bye. Supreme Court of the United States. Trump v. United States. Certiorari. Hold on.
This is 60 Seconds Civic. Party involved in a lawsuit for civic education in a federal case. It is not required so by filing a petition for writ of certiorari.
Certiorari. Certiorari to the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. Hold on. I always look up every term to make sure that I know what I'm talking about for this. Parties who are not satisfied with the decision of a lower court must petition the U.S. Supreme Court to hear their case. The primary means to petition the court for review is to ask for a...
Sorry, how many feet of this shit do we need?
I have
The
no
shielding?
idea. I'd have to go down and measure it. I'm not sure.
Guesstimate?
I mean, you've seen the same cords I have. What do you?
I don't know which one is causing issues. Like, that's what I'm asking.
All four of them are the same length.
So all 4 microphone cords are the only things that we have to shield. We don't have to shield anything else, just the microphone cords.
Correct.
And they're like, what, like 20 feet each?
I don't know. Aren't you the construction guy? Why would you think I'd be able to guess it better than you? It's the mic cords going from the microphones down the center of the table.
You bought the fucking cables, not me. I have
Each
no
one has
idea.
an extension cable attached. I don't know what the total length is of what is needed for all of them. They've also got a lot of slack too.
Man, this shit is expensive.
What is it? What are you looking at?
It's called tinned. Oh, maybe I can just send you this link here. Also, I don't know.
Tinned copper
is-
braid metal cable shielding sleeve. Would this even help? Make sure that you Google first and look that whatever the fuck we're ordering is actually.
Well, I mean, this by nature is like stopping EMI, right?
Is that the? I don't
It's
know
like they're-
anything about the interference picked up by XLR cables. I don't know why it happens or where it comes from or what induces it or what doesn't. I don't know 100%. So
Buy some aluminum foil. Yeah, that's gonna look really good in the fucking studio. I mean, I can try this. You said it's only one microphone that does it?
right now, yeah, it's just Airdites, which seems to mean maybe the cable is shit or something, and I could replace the cable.
Okay, you get this and hold off, or like I'm just gonna not do anything. I'll let you fucking figure the audio issues. All right,
Okay.
never mind.
It's not a okay.